Let's talk a little bit about discussions, live or asynchronous. So, a reminder of how the modules will flow. Every module will have on our first Monday of that 2 week um, 2 week pairing together for the first Monday of Module 1, which for us will be October 20th. We will engage with the topic around foundations of culture. I will facilitate some learning. You all will have some class discussion, but then you will then have a group capture sheet in which you will each read something different and add your thoughts to the group capture sheet and then also or and as well as adding an individual synthesis or a group synthesis, and I'll tell you more about that. For the module, there will always be a journal. You'll reply to the journal directly via Blackboard, and you will see that listed on Blackboard. And then you will, for each module, have a build up to your final culminating project, which will be an analysis of an educational product using the different lenses that you will be learning. So, Module 1, the first week, you're going to be giving an overview of the educational product that you have chosen and that chosen to analyze and what the intentions of that product um, actually what the intentions are. And you'll see this assignment specified in the syllabus. So please read that. Module 2, Module 3, Module 4, you will be getting learning on multicultural lens, culturally sustaining lens, anti-racist, abolitionist lens. For each of those modules, there'll be another group capture sheet, a group or individual synthesis, and journal, which you will reply to on Blackboard. And then each of those modules, you'll be doing learning around the multicultural lens. So then you're going to analyze the educational product through the multicultural lens, then through the cultural sustaining lens, then through the anti-racist lens. And you'll be making an analysis of that, but also suggestions for modifications and upgrades to that product using that lens. And you'll also have a final APA styled paper, which will be scored. So we're building this project up piece by piece by piece. Every 2 weeks, you'll be able to tackle another part of this final project. So we hope that it being separated out will make it very accessible and help you build upon your learning instead of the project all being at the very end. And once again, we'll talk more about this the first day. A reminder about the 2 week modules. Week 1, input. You'll get introduced to the content, you'll read, you'll listen, introduced to the assignment. That's a live Zoom session. Week 2 of the 2 week modules, focus on output. You'll be processing the content, writing to or speaking with your group to work on the assignments as a group, as well as your individual project assignments. Discussions will either be asynchronous discussion threads, meaning you'll be making comments to each other on a Google Doc, or your discussions will be live small group discussions on Zoom. Here is a screenshot of one of the group capture sheets that you'll be working with. You'll see there will be multiple tasks, about 4 to 5 tasks on a capture sheet. And so that means there'll be 4 to 5 people in your group. And each of you will select a different task. And after reading and processing your individual task, you will discuss so that you can share what you each have learned. It's like a jigsaw. Break it apart and then share to put it back together. Your discussion, once again, either be asynchronous, a discussion thread through making comments to each other on the Google Doc on this capture sheet, or through a live small group discussion. Let me show you a little bit more about that. The asynchronous discussion, both of them have their pros and cons. The asynchronous discussion thread, you can participate 24/7 on your own time. For some, it might be easier to interact with strangers via typing rather than in person. But a delta or something that might not be as desirable for some is that you will need to open this shared capture sheet multiple times a week to check and respond to one another throughout the week using the comments feature on Google Docs. And I will show you more about that on our first class if that is what you choose, the type of group you choose to participate in. The live Zoom discussions, some of the pluses around that, they'll be about 25 to 30 minutes long. And when you're done, you're done. And then you're done. Because during that discussion, we'll be sharing what you've learned through your reading, and then either choosing to create a group synthesis or writing your own individual synthesis of each of the things, each of the pieces of the jigsaw, the tasks that you have shared with each other. Another plus is you don't have to log in frequently to check and respond because there's a set time that you all are coming together. One of the drawbacks for some people is that there is only one set time a week for this live Zoom discussion, which will be the second Monday of the 2-week module. So, for example, we are meeting on October 20th live as a whole group. The second Monday of this 2-week module, module 1, is October 27th, Monday, October 27th. I will open up the same Zoom room that you all have access to for October 20th. And if there are multiple groups who want to do this, I will put you into breakout rooms. I will not be hanging around participating in the discussions. I just make sure the rooms stay open. So when you're done, you leave. But that is a drawback for some. So those who want to participate in this type would have to know there is one set time each week where I'll be facilitating a room for this. So that's something to think about, and we'll process it more together on the first day. Listen, if there's anything you want to get in touch with me about prior to the start, I'm checking my email daily. Feel free to text or call. Weekdays, I will be slower responding after 8 p.m. Saturdays, I am unavailable. Sunday, it is best to reach me between 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that doesn't mean don't shoot a text or, outside of those windows. Just know my response will vary. Remember that health, that wellness, that well-being is clutch, y'all. But we're going to have so much enjoyable time with each other. I'm positive of it. You're in this program, you're in this class because you know the value of it. And so I'm excited about meeting you and seeing the genius and the personalities and the scholarship that you all bring to this space. All right, talk with you soon.